There's a point in your chart astrologers barely talk about, and it isn't a planet at all. It's called the vertex, and it marks the exact kind of person or event that walks into your life uninvited and rearranges everything. Not the relationships you chose, the ones that felt like they chose you. If you've ever had an encounter so intense it altered the entire direction of your life within weeks, your vertex was probably running the whole thing behind the scenes. Here's where it gets disorienting. You keep meeting the same kind of person in a different body at a different time, and it always feels like fate. Instant, overwhelming, nearly impossible to walk away from. You call it chemistry or destiny or the one that got away. You never quite notice you're describing the exact same pattern over and over, because each time it wears a different face and arrives with that same electric, can't look away, pull dragging you in. Left unexamined, this becomes a life spent chasing the next fated collision instead of building anything stable. Or worse, getting blindsided by the same disruptive dynamic every few years and quietly calling it bad luck. You start believing you're simply unlucky in love or drawn to chaos, when really there's a specific point in your chart that keeps attracting the exact same category of person to force the exact same lesson you still haven't learned yet. Think about the relationship or encounter that hit you hardest and fastest, the one that felt like it was never really a choice at all. Comment your vertex sign below if you already know it, and if you don't, stay for the next part. The fix starts with naming what your vertex sign is actually asking of you. A fire sign vertex keeps attracting people who force you to act instead of hesitate. An earth sign vertex keeps attracting people who force you to face practical reality you'd rather keep avoiding. An air sign vertex keeps attracting people who force an honest conversation you've been dodging for years. A water sign vertex keeps attracting people who force feelings to the surface you'd buried a long time ago. The person was never really random. The lesson is the actual point of the whole encounter. Then stop treating the vertex encounter as the destination and start treating it as the delivery mechanism. Once you can name the exact lesson a fated person forced into your life, you stop needing the next explosive encounter to teach it to you all over again. That's not less passion or less depth. It's finally getting to keep the growth without needing a full-blown crisis to deliver it to your door. A woman I'll call Petra kept having the same relationship on repeat. Intense, sudden, over almost as fast as it started, each time leaving her reeling for months afterward. Her vertex sat in Scorpio, forcing brutally honest emotional exposure every single time. Once she named that exact pattern, she started practicing that same radical honesty inside her stable relationship, on her own terms, before life could force it on her again. The next fated collision never showed up. She'd already learned the lesson herself. Petra didn't need to swear off intensity or connection altogether. She needed to stop waiting for a crisis to teach her something she could just as easily choose on purpose. Once she named exactly what her vertex kept forcing into her life, the pattern finally lost its grip, not because she got guarded, but because she'd already done the growing it was always trying to make her do anyway. That's the entire use of knowing your vertex. Not fewer fated encounters, just finally getting the lesson without needing the collision. If a relationship that felt like fate ever rearranged your entire life overnight, like this video, comment your vertex sign if you already know it, or your birth time and location below if you want help finding it. This is Shadow Work, the series that names the pattern underneath the meant to be, not just the feeling of it. Subscribe if today's episode explained an encounter you'd never quite managed to put into words.